What's going on, y'all? This your boy, Chris Simmons, coming to you with another podcast episode. And as always, I'm with my partner in crime, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Miss Sandra Cruz. What's going on with you, girl? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing better than I was last week. I'll tell you that much right now.
hmm Yeah, so those of you who don't know, Sandra was a little sick last week. She was out for the count. I think you were in the hospital, right?
Yeah, apparently like there's like it's like influenzas going around, but I didn't have that. I just had like some chest congestion and like my lungs were okay, but they felt well, you know what, they never really told me exactly what I have. They just said, "Well, you don't have influenza." And they gave me some treatment to expand my lungs, and then I started to feel better, but I was out for the count for like 3 days. And so um, that's it. I started taking my medicine. I'm on the last leg of my medicine, feeling much better, thank God. So here I am. But I feel good.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's always good to hear. I'm glad that you were able to recover,
Yeah.
and I'm glad for you. I'm glad that you are back on the show as of today. But it's
Me
all
too.
good because, again, like I spent some time with my family over the past week, so it was all good. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't really put anything out because I wanted to spend that week with my family, knowing that, you know, they still celebrate Thanksgiving. And, their tradition is usually to come down to Georgia, knowing that I'm already down here. You know what I'm saying? It just worked out because, they made the trip down here. They came and picked me up. They were coming from Cincinnati, Ohio, because that's where they still stay at. So they came down from Cincinnati, picked me up uh, from my apartment, and then we just traveled down to Macon, and we just spent some time with family, and had some good food. Had some great times, made some great memories and stuff like that. So it was a good week. It was a good week last week. Um, Now
That's so
I'm not really big into Black Friday shopping, so I know I did not participate in that. But I know some of y'all nowadays. What I'm seeing is that now people just do the whole what they call Cyber Monday, where they do it online now. Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, it wasn't really um, a lot of stores. A lot of people weren't really lining up early in the morning at stores, but the area we were in Macon, when we went to go get something to eat, there were like quite a few people out at that little outlet mall that got down there. So people were still out, but it was just like it wasn't like as bad as it has been in the past. So
I know, you know what's the funny part that I've seen like I don't know, I've seen like videos of Black Friday in the past years and how people just bum rush each other just to get into the store. I've never really participated in it because I'm not I'm not going shopping. I've done Cyber Monday, but once. And just for the discounts, just to get things, but it really wasn't because I was buying for Christmas or anything of that nature. It's just some household things that I needed for myself when I was after Maria. I was displaced. I was in Atlanta, and so I needed certain things for when I would get back to here, Puerto Rico, and so I was able to buy stuff at a special discount. But I haven't seen videos this year, and I'll be surprised if I see videos this year, people bum rushing each other. But people are so frantic to get into the store on a Black Friday that it kind of worries me.
yeah, I honestly I don't think people know what they participate in. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a whole business at the end of the day, to where
Yeah.
it's like, and my thing is this, like I feel like when these stores are saying, oh, you can come in, you get 30% off, 20% off. I mean, me and Sandra were talking about this earlier. That's really nothing. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It really nothing. You can save like what, $2, $3. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing. You know what I mean? It just doesn't add up, man. It's like people feel like they're getting a deal. My thing is this, I feel like they mark up the prices. That's what I think. I think what they do is that they'll take the original sale price, they'll mark it up about 30, 40%, and then they'll mark it back down to 30, 20, 30%. And they'll be like, okay, come in, you can save off this price or whatever, and you can get a great deal on this product. When really, I think what it is, they literally marked it up, they marked it right back down to where the actual sale price was. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I think
I
it's a
mean,
shady tactic.
yeah, you know, it's like that. What is it that? You could get it for 1.99 or $1.99. Okay, so it's a cent off. So it's it's really, you're really not saving. I mean, let's see, I worked in stores for years, and I always knew that Black Friday, really, there's no discount. I always knew that the discounts came after January. Like in January, you got the biggest discounts, even
Right.
for employees. And I was like, man, I'm not going to buy on Black Friday. It's not really much of a discount that you're getting after Black Friday. I mean, on Black Friday. So,
And I feel like the reason that is because most people during the time of Black Friday through Christmas, a lot of people go broke around that time. So then they feel bad. Then they're like, you know what? Now we'll put everything on sale because now we realize that people ain't got no money after that because most people spend upwards of $1,000, $2,000 on stuff that they don't really need for real. You see what I'm saying? It's just like they're just going out because they participating. They don't even know why they out there. They're just like, you know what? I'll just go out and get some just because like everybody else doing. So everybody kind of following suit in terms of going out, buying up a bunch of stuff. Nowadays, people just going on Amazon now. People just go on Amazon and fill their cart up and stuff like that. And don't even realize what they really doing. They just frantically spending. But hey, to each his own. I'm not saying that if that's what you do, I'm not trying to like say like, hey, you can't do that because you've grown. I mean, you can do what you want, but I know you just got to think about, okay, what are you really participating in? Like, do you really need that item that you put in your cart? Do you really need that 40-inch TV when you got like 6 other TVs in your house? I mean, you really need that. You just got to think. You just got to
yeah.
really think. You see what I'm saying? But I wanted to mention that because that leads into the topic that I want to talk about because I'm very aware that around this time, this is where a lot of people start to go Christmas shopping and start to really like rack up the credit card bills and just go out and buy a bunch of things, you know what I'm saying, to try to make people happy. And again, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting people gifts, but all I'm trying to say is just be responsible, okay? I just want to give y'all something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And again, I just want to make this clear. There's nothing wrong with you going out and getting gifts. You see what I'm saying? I love gifts myself, but don't do it at the expense to where you going broke to where at the end of the month, you're gonna still have to pay that back. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you
Yeah.
can swipe your card, you can swipe your MasterCard, your Visa card, your American Express card all you want, but at the end of the day, you use and borrowed money. So a lot of that money you spending is a liability because you got to pay that back at the end of the month. So yeah, you can buy everybody else everything you want, but again, you got to realize that you got to just be smart with your money. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think too, you have to take a look at what is more valuable for you. What is your value? What is the message you want to carry? What is it that you want to do this upcoming year? Where's I guess the question is, well, how do you, it all starts, where do you see yourself? Like what value do you have? Like where do you place that? What does Christmas mean for you? What does this time of year mean for you? Is it family? Is it financial stability? What is it? What is it? What does it mean for you? I think, and this, I know growing up, for us, as I was telling you before, because we spoke about this, but in my family, it was always like, I think my mom, as we were growing older, she kind of was learning the lesson herself, and she wanted to incorporate that lesson on us, as to what she wanted us to think about this time of year. And she really wanted us to place value on just being with the family, spending time with one another, and not so much the gift part, because we get into gift giving, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you can give your gift, but where do you place your main focus? Where do you place the main value? Is it on gift giving, or is it with spending time with family? Is it with the, like you said before, the untangible, or is it with the tangible? Where do you place the value? I think is the biggest question at this point. I mean, that's the way I see it. As I get older, I want to make sure that Christmas is filled with, especially with family, with things that I at one point will may no longer have, because you never know what is going to be of tomorrow. So for me, this time of year always signifies just spending it with people who I really care about, versus gift giving. And if I do give a gift, I make sure that it's something small, something that I can give just to signify, well, you mean something, and I was just thinking of you. But I'd rather express that for me, with my words and my presence. Um, and yes, I've given gifts. There's nothing wrong with that. As you said, there's nothing wrong with giving gifts, but I always want to make sure that I'm present with the person. And this year, I'll be spending it with my family in New York, which is much more than what I could have imagined, expected, and I'm looking forward to it because I barely ever see them. So this year is going to be completely different. But I think that's one thing that, at least for me, that I focus on. The value of being with the folks that I care most about.
Mhm. Yeah, and I've also taken that approach as well as I've gotten older. Because I know when I was younger, um, I know like I know when kids grow up, they see images on TV, they see advertisements. When they go to the mall, a lot of it is they try to center around Santa Claus,
Yeah,
um, which is very paganized because Santa's not real. Okay, Santa's
yeah,
not real. So a lot of it, when you think about the idea of Santa Claus, is paganized, and a lot of it is tied into business, to where you got kids thinking, "Oh, Santa Claus, you gonna bring me presents? Oh, yeah, yeah." And again, I understand that it's supposed to get people in the Christmas spirit, but you also got to look at the business part of it too. The business part of it is because now you got kids, believing in something that ain't real, believing that this Santa Claus is going to give them presents under the tree. Now that puts pressure on the parents to go out and buy up everything from the store just to give their kids what they want, because it ties into people's emotions, to where it's like, oh, if I don't give my kid this on Christmas, then he's not gonna love me. When in fact he should love you. The kids should really understand the true meaning. And the true
right,
meaning is centered around Jesus Christ. But
right.
a lot of it gets taken out of context when we put in Santa Claus, we put in Rudolph, we put in Jack, we put in Frosty the Snowman, we put in a lot of these paganized characters that have nothing to do with Christmas. And so again, what Sandra was saying, you gotta think about what's the real value. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us put emphasis in the value of gifts. And I remember there were a couple times when I grew up and I didn't get what I wanted under the Christmas tree, I would get salty. But I realized, I'm like, bruh, a lot of that stuff that I got for Christmas over the years, I, I don't even use some of that stuff. A lot, like I remember when I was 5 years old, I got a drum set. Man, that drum set still been sitting in the basement to this day. I haven't even touched it. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so you still got a drum set?
Yeah, I mean, it's still there. It's still at the house. It's at the house. But I have not touched it though. I haven't played the drums in years. Like when I grew up, I thought I wanted to be a drummer. But then that quickly faded away. You see what I'm saying? And there were also like other stuff that I got, like video games or different toys that I got, but I haven't
Yeah,
used them because all that stuff depreciates because you outgrow that stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's the tangible stuff that I'm talking about, that you tend to outgrow because you'll always want something else. You always look for something to replace it. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta look at the intangible stuff, the stuff that has true meaning, the stuff that sticks forever, which is the
yeah,
love and which is and the support that you get from the people that's around you, whether that's your family, whether that's your friends. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's the part of the holiday I like, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about it, which is more about the paganized stuff, which is more about the whole Santa Claus and the fact that you got to go out and give somebody the perfect gift. You see what I'm saying? These are where businesses really, really try to come out with their best marketing, is to try to get you in your feelings, to make it feel like, oh, it's about getting a perfect gift. And they'll try to use subliminal messaging. So you just have to really understand what is the true value. The true value is within the people. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? And I learned that last year, where last time we just spent the holiday as a family. Like we didn't have like any extended family over. It was just me, my parents, and my two sisters. And I was perfectly fine with that because I understand like the relationships that I have with my the relationship I have with my family is much more important. You see what I'm saying? And I was just happy just to be with my family. That's it. Because we can do a lot of stuff. We can create a lot of memories. Those memories never fade away. Gifts and
Yeah.
presents always fade away, but the memories you make with people that's around you, they never fade away. You see what I'm saying? That's where I learned the true meaning of it. So it was just the fact that I got to spend time with my family and just be happy I'm around them because that's true happiness. That's true joy right there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best lessons that we can learn. I think being from here, a lot of people know as I've joined your podcast that I live in Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, they truly don't celebrate Christmas the way others celebrate Christmas because we are a predominantly Catholic island. They celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And so for us that day, yes, we are together as a family, but our Christmas lasts until January 6th, which is Three Kings Day, when they brought frankincense to baby Jesus. And so what they do is for the kids here, they put a little bit of hay underneath the bed and you get a gift. Which is a resemblance, is a small gift, but it's the resemblance of when they came to bring gifts to baby Jesus. And so for us here, it brings on a totally different meaning. It brings on not the pagan meaning, but the actual meaning of what Christmas was. And so it's you see it all around. They say that we have the longest Christmas ever, but it's much more than that. It's about being with the family. It's about creating those memories with the family, because, like you said, it's a lot more than just the intangible. It's about what we have in front of us with our family. It's not about the materialism. I learned that quickly because I remember when I was growing up, I, of course I wanted a gift, and like you said, I was also salty if I didn't get what I wanted. And I remember one year my mom said, "I'm going to teach you a lesson." And to this day we talk about this and we laugh about it. I wanted a kitchen set. I wanted a kitchen set and I was bent on getting that kitchen set. And one year she said, "You're not getting that kitchen set," because I made such a scene and I didn't get that kitchen set. And I think after that, I learned my lesson. And I was only like, I think maybe I might have been 5 or 6, but I learned real quick. And ever since then, I never really I never focused on what I was getting or what I could get. I just focused on being with the family. And so each year when it came around, I focused more on being with the family. And as this holiday comes up, I am more than happy and I am elated that I'm going to be with family. And yeah, I haven't seen, I mean, one person I can't wait to see is my sister and my nephew. That's going to be amazing. And so we've been talking about it for weeks now, and it's going to be a special time. I'm not thinking about gifts. I'm not thinking about anything else. What I am thinking about is making memories and spending that special time with them, because none of that is going to change anything. None of the material. It's not going to create a memory. It's not going to do any of that. But I know that as far as me being with them, that's going to be much more of a gift for me than buying something and giving it to them. So this year is going to be quite different and I'm excited to share that when I come back with you guys. And so I want that, like I said, it's where is your value? Where is the true value? What do you see Christmas as? You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that's where it all starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and another thing is like, and I've said this plenty of times, but I'm gonna say it again because I feel like this is a principle that y'all need to really get in your head. You can get money and you can replace gifts. That's replaceable. One thing that's not replaceable is time. See, one thing I
Mm,
do appreciate about this time is how people tend to make time to see people. That's one thing that I do notice that I do applaud is how people do tend to come closer together more than like any time throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? It's like nowadays, like not around this time, people do tend to be in a happier mood and they tend to make time. But I want you to realize that time is essential. Time is something you cannot get back. They don't print time. They don't like go on a factory and make time and put it on the shelves and sell it. You can't sell time. So over time, I've realized I'm like, man, I put the best gift that I could ever get is time spent with somebody else because you never know when that time is up. But one of
Mm-hmm.
the things that I put emphasis on is the time that I spend with people. That's the best gift ever. If I get time, that's like the ultimate gift because I know I can't get that back. You can get the pair of shoes, and if you don't like them, you can go back and replace them. But as soon as time is up, as soon as you get a certain amount of time and it leaves, you can't get that back. You see what I'm saying? So you can't replace it. So you gotta look at okay, what are things that I can't get back, such as the time spent with your family, with your friends. You see what I'm saying? That's what I really like about it. And again, there's a lot of things around this time I don't agree with, but one thing I do like is how people do tend to come closer together and really want to see family, see friends. That's when a lot of people, they invite family over, they invite friends over, they have get-togethers and gatherings. See, I'm all supportive of that. You see what I'm saying? Because that tells me that people really want to spend time with each other. Now, I'm not saying it's all happy because there are things that do get talked about that are just like, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I was with my family in Macon, they was in Georgia, they got like this whole uh election thing still going on because apparently like the two candidates that was running for the state, they didn't get enough votes. And so now they're trying to extend it to December 6th. And I remember like a couple times where our family talking about, oh, we got to get this, we got to keep this person out. Hey, did you vote? And I'm just like, bro, like, why are we talking about this, man? I'm like, bro, what y'all doing? I'm like, I've seen you for years and you will come to me talking about some BS. I'm like, man, don't come around me with that. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, I feel you because you want to have those moments, but you want to talk about things that are much more worth it at the moment. You want to talk about things that fulfill you because let me tell you something, that's one thing. Religion and politics can divide people so much. And so when we come down to it, making your time worth it is what it's all about. So that moment that you have with them, you want to talk about other things that will enlighten, make you happy, move you forward, bring you closer, unity. And so I feel you. I feel you completely on that. Absolutely. 100%.
yeah, I think it's most important, and I think you made a great point, is that when you get together with people, man, you want to talk about ways you can build each other up, not try to talk about, oh, you voted for this person. Oh man, like I can't associate with you. It's
Yeah.
like those conversations do, and I mean, unfortunately, it happens when family get together. Sometimes they do tend to bring up, their whole political and social views, and then that just causes tension. It's like, bro, like you maybe see each other maybe once or twice out of the year, and you telling me you're gonna come together, you're gonna talk about, oh, you should have voted for this candidate, or why are you believing in this? It's like, man, come on. It's like we again participate in our own demise when we do that. So what we
Mm,
really should be doing is talking about, okay, how can we build? How can we work together? How can we continue to support each other? How can we continue to, come up with ways to get together and just talk, and be vulnerable with each other, you know what I'm saying? Versus trying to like, divide, and have like different issues. See what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you may have beef. And again, family is family. I mean, even though you got family, you may have some differences with your family. That's very common. But just like I feel like around this time, just put your differences aside because like there's no point. There's no point of
yeah.
beefing and
I,
trying.
I've always said the same thing. Sorry to interrupt you. I've always said the same thing. Why are we trying to divide each other instead of coming together? Like, do all that you can in your power to become closer to whoever you're with. I mean, like you said, there's always going to be differences between you and your family, but can we set them aside? Is it possible that you can set them aside? Is it possible, take a look at your situation. What can you do to become closer with the people that you most love, with the people that you're spending time with? Because at the end of the day, that's all you've got. And at the end of the day, I mean, do you want to divide or do you want unity?
Yeah, it shouldn't be a time where you feel like you gotta outdo somebody. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? But I know like there's a lot of like movies that we tend to watch to where it does tend to be about that. It tends to be about that material. It tends to be more about the material things. You see what I'm saying? Because again, that's part of the subliminal messaging where they put those in there to where they make you think like, oh, this is what's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about the person who cooks the best or the person who gives the best gift and stuff like that. It just becomes more of a competition versus uh, more of a collectivism. You see what I'm saying? And so, it shouldn't be about again, it shouldn't be about trying to outdo your family member or trying to like see who got the best outfit or see who got the best dish or see who brought the best gift. That's not where the love is. You know what I'm saying? It's not that nobody gonna love you just because you can make mac and cheese better than somebody else, or you can, give something more expensive to somebody else. Man, nobody care about that. What you should care about is the fact that they there and they willing to support you. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that they showed up should be enough for you to like already have that appreciation for them. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? The fact that they still alive and they're still able to, come around should be enough for you to be like, you know what? This is a blessing. You see what I'm saying? Because there's folks that didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Folks sitting in the grave, man. That aren't here today. So it's like if you blessed to be able to see family, that should be enough. That should be enough motivation for you to be like, you know what? This gonna be a great time. You see,
yeah.
because unfortunately, people come and go every day. But as long as that person or you are still alive, that should be enough for you to be thankful. You see what I'm saying? So that
I absolutely have to agree with you. That's enough for us to be thankful. And this year, I mean, I challenge people, what are you thankful for this year? You know, this year, take time out to think, what are you most grateful for? Who are you most grateful for? I mean, be blessed. Like, what has blessed you this year? Think about the whole entire year. And be grateful for the family that you have this year because, like you said, some people are not here, and I can count on my fingers. You know, I've had several people pass away this year in my family that meant a lot to me, and they're not here this year. And so it's a time to reflect. It's a time to be joyful. It's a time to be around your family. It's a time to be grateful for what you have. And I can't say that enough because we don't know tomorrow, but I know about now. And now I'm grateful for the fact that I'm here, this podcast, my parents, my sister, everything else. I'm grateful. So what is everybody grateful for?
yeah, and I feel like it should be something that we do year round. And I know sometimes we get caught up in the occasion to where now it's like, okay, now you're gonna start thinking about what we're gonna be grateful for. Or
Mhm.
now we're gonna start figuring out ways to enhance our life. We ain't gotta wait till like the end of the year, which is what I
Nope.
tend to realize is now people are starting to be like, you know what? I realize that I'm grateful for this, or now I want to start making changes to this. It's like, bruh, this is how you get caught up in a cycle. It's like, bruh, like if you really want to be technical, we can practice this every day. You see what I'm saying? We can practice this every single day to where when we wake up, we can think about, okay, what is it that we are grateful for? See what I'm saying? That should be a practice we get into every single day. And also trying to figure out ways we can improve our life versus just wait until this end of the year. Now we're gonna all of a sudden talk about, oh, now that now that the end of the year is coming up, now I want to start getting in shape. Now I want to start,
Yeah.
make peace with my family. It's like, bro, like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Like,
don't wait till the end of the year. Like you said, that should be done all year long. You know, when you have an attitude of gratitude, everything changes. And I was just reading about that the other day in a devotional where it says we should be able to be grateful. Just take the time out every single day to be grateful for one thing. If you can become grateful for one thing, watch your attitude change and watch everything change around you. And it's so true. And it's funny because the other day I just started being grateful for a lot of things. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the sky. And it just came out of me and it was natural. And I just started being grateful. And my whole day was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I love it. Like my attitude literally changed with the course of what I was grateful for. So 100% we should be grateful every day. Let's not wait till the end of the year to be like, well, now I'm gonna be grateful, because it may be too late.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And we got about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up real quick. Um, and again, hopefully y'all took something out of it and just, kind of got into a different perspective on how you should go into this season of gratitude and the season of giving or whatever you want to call it, whatever you call it. Um, it's just you just got to figure out where's the real value. What 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 I'm saying? It's like I know this time we get caught up in giving tangible gifts, but what's the real value in the gift? You see what I'm saying? So you just got to figure out, you just got to find like the real value. You see what I'm saying? And to me, it's not within the material things, even though that is nice. And I do appreciate, things from time to time. But again, it's not gonna just because somebody gives me something, it's not going to determine, oh, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because maybe you got me the wrong size or maybe you got me the wrong color. Like it's not going to be about that. I mean, it's the thought that counts. And I know it's a cliche, but really it is because to me that shows me if somebody is willing to give me some that showed me that they went out their way because they was thinking about me. See, I think of the bigger picture than just like all like the little details. You see what I'm saying? It's more the bigger picture for me. So just think about that, man. You see what I'm saying? Before you turn your nose up to somebody because they didn't give you what you wanted or because it wasn't what you expected, think about the bigger picture. Think about why they went out their way. Because they have to do that. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody got to
Yeah.
give you nothing. See what I'm saying? Nobody got to, support you or love you. I mean, this is the world we live in. It's a cold world. But again, if somebody want to do that, and somebody really want to spend time with you, man, I think about the bigger picture, man. Even if you got beef with somebody or whatever, it's like, come on, man, just put that aside. I mean, y'all grown, man. You can talk about it. You can talk things out. Man. So again, just think about the real value, man, and just continue to build those relationships with folks, man. So that's all I got to say, man.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Think about the bigger picture. Think about the value. Think about what that person did for you. They went out of their way because, like you said, nobody owes you anything. Nobody has to give you. Nobody has to. But think about the bigger picture. And like you said, if you have beef with anybody, let that go.
Yeah.
Let that go. Keep it moving. Give love, peace, and light this year, and think about the bigger picture. I mean, you said it. I ain't gonna. Matter of fact, you said it. Think about the big picture.
All right, there we go. That might be the title of this episode. We'll see what I come up with, but it's definitely gonna be a creative one. Uh, but anyway, we coming up on 5 minutes. So yeah, I really enjoyed just kind of speaking what was on my mind, about this time of the year. So it was like I said, I really love just coming together and just talking about these things and stuff like that. But anyway, just to remind y'all, y'all can definitely keep up with us on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Disinfecting Your Life. That's no spaces, no capitals. Also follow my girl Sandra on Instagram at Complete Confidence Coaching. I got her tagged in all my posts. So again, if you have trouble finding it, just go to my page and be able to click on some of our recent videos, and you'll be able to see I tag her in every single post. So definitely go check us out, man. We got a lot of big things coming your way. Definitely go check out my link tree. I got all different types of great things in there. I got my book, luckily, which again, when I was in Macon, I got some few people that wanted to get the book. My grandma even she heard about it. She was like, "Here you go." She was like, "Go give me that book." She gave me about $20. She's like, "Hey, I want to read your book and stuff like that." And also, just like I said, it just feels really good knowing I'm doing it for a bigger purpose. So again, go check out the book, Step Towards Your Purpose. Also got my merch and the links to my channels. So definitely go check all that out, man. And definitely go check out what's going on with Sandra's page. You know what I'm saying? So definitely keep up with her and everything that she got going on. Uh, but if nothing else, that's the wrap for today's show. This your boy, Chris Simmons alongside Sandra Cruz. We out, y'all. Take care, y'all. Peace.